Hello everybody, Clifford Martin here. I'm going to do a quick little video here that I'm going to upload, let all y'all enjoy some of the things that I have here around the house that I use whenever I think that there might be some type of problem, like say for example, you have to get up, you got to leave your home, you got to get out in the middle of nowhere. A lot of people have these visions, a zombie apocalypse or something just crazy that's realistically probably never going to happen, unless there's some type of nuclear warfare or some type of something crazy that just makes something like that happen. I'm not a firm believer in the zombie apocalypse, but I am a firm believer in preparing in case something does happen. Opposed to the zombie apocalypse, one of the things that I think could happen would be like in the movie that had, I think it was Matt Damon, and I think it was called Contagion, where there was some type of disease that broke out and, killed a mass part of the population. Something like, the bubonic plague or something along the nature of that. Those are things that could happen. It's happened before. Something like that could happen again in the future. Not just that, but a lot of people worry about all types of different crazy things. There could be an invasion, North Korea or, the Chinese or Japanese or Russians or somebody's come and invade America. Has it happened before? No. Is it likely that it happens? Probably not. Could it happen? Yes, I think we can all agree with that. So I'm just going to show you a couple things that I have here around the house, kind of been stocking up on, for a while, just keeping it just in case. It's one of those situations. It's better to have and not need than to need and not have. I think everybody's heard that saying before. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with a couple of basic things that I have that I think that if I ever need, they'll be good to have. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to start with this. What do I got here? This right here is just some basic stuff. You got 100 feet of paracord, 550, another 100 feet of paracord, 550. I think this right here is another 100 feet of paracord, 550. Little paracord bracelet, this could actually come in handy. If you weren't able to have this available, or if you had used it all, this is something you could just slap right on your wrist. Doesn't have a whole lot, but it's got enough, to set a snare trap or some type of spring trap if you needed to. Another thing I think is important is if you find yourself, where you're no longer in the city, or even if you're in the city but something's happened, nuclear disaster, some type of fallout. What just happened, with the typhoon right now? People are going crazy, looting. They don't have food. They don't have water. Simple little thing right here, man. Fire starter. You can get them. You get these really in a whole lot of places. Fairly effective too. Shave a little bit of magnesium right to a little pile. Get your flint here and it'll light up, no problem. Handcuffs. I think handcuffs are a good thing to have. You never know. You might find yourself in some type of situation and you need to detain somebody. Handcuffs, all right? I think everybody knows that you could be detained with these. Anybody that's ever been in a situation with law enforcement or something, or people that have been to jail, y'all all know these things will keep you restrained. This is just a little thing that I got off the internet. It's pretty cool though. It's one of those, I think it's a 7-in-1 basic survival tool is what it is. I think everybody might have seen these, if you look on the internet for things like that. It's got a little knife on the end, can opener, bottle opener, a little saw, screwdriver, another bottle opener, compass. Lots of things could be done with this little thing, believe it or not. This is something that, it's got a screwdriver here on the end. If you needed something, you would love to have this if it was something that you needed. Can I think of anything right off the top of the head that you might need it for? Possibly. The compass always great. I mean, a compass is a good thing to have anytime, especially if you're in some type of survival situation. The blade on it, also a good thing. The saw on it's a good thing. I mean, better to have and not need than to need and not have. One of those types of things. A couple other things that I have here. We'll put all this up. I try to keep everything, in these cases. That way it's nice and easy. I got a lot of things in one. That way if I need it, I can just try to grab it and head on out. A couple other things that I have are your plastic blade here. This right here is one of my favorites. Excellent. If you've ever been out in the wilderness, you know that there's, 1,000 things that you could actually use this for. I mean, chopping firewood, skinning animals, clearing path. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. I mean, whenever you look at it, I mean, protection, good stuff. Another thing that I have here is just going to be your basic machete. Also, lots of things that you could have with that. Other things that I have, I got a couple of swords here. Of course, my first go-to thing would be guns, but I mean, if I can't get my hands on a gun, if I don't have time, at least I'll be able to grab something that I could use if I needed to. Once again, I mean, you kill animals, skin animals, clear a path, defend yourself. Better to have and not need than to need and not have. Also, not just that, but I also have I have kids and a wife, so I mean, we could all carry something. I mean, something here that everybody could carry if we needed to. My wife can carry these, or my son can carry this, my son can carry this, whatever. It's just stuff. Like I said, I haven't had any use for it, other than to just have it laying around the house. But you never know, there might be a time come to where I need this stuff, and I'm going to be glad that I have it. All the sheets for them here. Go ahead and put these up and get these out of the way. All just stuff that I think that you would rather have and not need, and like I said, need and not have. You're probably going to hear me say that 100 times throughout this little video. Look at all this stuff put up here. Which one goes in this machine is here. My wife always asks me what I need all this stuff for. I always tell her I'm not real sure, but if we ever need it, I'm going to be glad we have it. Do what, son?
Can we go to the bathroom?
No, go play. I'm making a little video.
Huh?
Go. Okay? See?
Okay.
Close it. There's my son right there. This bad boy up. Pretty cool. It's got a little saw on it. Not bad. Very sharp. Very effective if you ever needed it to use it. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen The Walking Dead. You know what type of damage a sword could do. Like I said, I'm not one that truly thinks, something's going to happen. But anybody can tell you that anything could happen. Another thing that I've been doing since all the gun control and things like that have come into play, ever since Sandy Hook, anybody out there that owns firearms, y'all know, once Sandy Hook happened, ammo was almost impossible to find. So one thing that you want to do is you definitely want to stock up on a lot of ammo. I try to buy some any chance that I get. A couple of things that I have for the ammo. Of course, you got to have your guns. 9mm, Smith & Wesson, very reliable, very accurate. Haven't had any problems with these guys. got 2 of them. One for me and one for my wife if need be, or I keep an extra one just in case one jams, something happens. You can be in a situation where you absolutely need it and it jams up. You got to have some type of backup to go to. Also, you got to have clips. Got to have them. Gloves. 2 sets of gloves. You know, one for me and one for my wife. I've also got these little knives in here. I got about 6 of these guys. These right here would be your perfect candidate to skin an animal with. Very sharp, razor sharp. I keep a whetstone. I keep these guys sharpened. All of them also have paracord on the handles. You could always take the paracord off and use it for something that you needed to. Then, of course, you would still have your knife, or at that point, a throwing knife. Good stuff. A lot of people think I'm crazy. I'm sure they do. I don't really care. People can think that I'm crazy all that they want, but I guarantee you if anything ever hit the fan, I'd have about, 100 people saying, golly, that guy was right. I should have been stocking up. I should have been preparing this whole time. And at that point, it's too late. It's better to do something in advance than wait for a time when it's too late at that point. I mean, honestly. Also, little 22, red dot sight on it. This would be, for my wife. Real simple for women to shoot. My son, I don't know if you saw him on the video, he just came in here. He's 9 years old. I take him out to the gun range. He's pretty spot on with this too. The red dot sight helps tremendously, especially for shooters that are not experienced. You could just put that red dot sight on it, pull the trigger, and you're going to hit your target. No problem. Whoa. Also, got a couple of clips for it. Like I said, what good is your gun if you don't have ammo to shoot in it, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Can I shoot you?
No, leave it alone, man.
Okay.
Another one of the guns that I have is, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with these guys. It's like very, very reliable. Very reliable gun here.
What do you mean it's very reliable?
Very reliable. It means it'll shoot every time.
Oh.
Okay? Alright. Pistol. I also got a single sling for it. Of course, if you put a 2-point sling on it, it'll become illegal, but this right
Why
here,
is it
just go right over your shoulder. Ready to go. It's got an angle 4 grip.
Why does it have a lighter?
Because, man, go. Very reliable little gun. Absolutely reliable. Like I said, one thing that you want to do, we definitely want to make sure that you've got ammo, because what good is having all the guns in the world if you don't have any ammo to put in them? At that point in time, you just have a whole bunch of expensive paperweights at that point in time. I mean, I guess you could always, throw it at somebody if you needed to, but much more effective if you actually have ammo to put in it. Speaking of ammo, I've kind of been stocking up since Sandy Hook. It was very, very hard to find ammo. So I've gone out and I've purchased a whole ton. One of the things that I have too, night vision. You might find yourself where there's no electricity. You need to, be able to get around. You definitely want to make sure that you've got some way of seeing. A torch is great, but of course if you're carrying around a torch, everybody can see you and you won't be able to see them. Not until they're right up on you anyways. With these bad boys here, you can see people pretty good distance away. Just something to have. Better to have and not need than to need and not have. Once again, that's it. Ammo, that's what I was going to speak of. I've got all types of ammo. There's $100 a 9, another $100 a 9. I've got a couple of 30-round clips for the HK-16, full of ammo. Got some of the ammo I've got. More 9mm. More 9mm. More 9mm.
That's a lot of
9mm. 9mm. And of course, 9mm. Now on top of all the 9mm that I've got here, you see that's one, two, that's 300 rounds, that's one, that's two, that's 300 rounds, 400 rounds, 500 rounds, 600 rounds of 9mm. Now, would I ever need this much 9mm at one point? Probably not at one point, like I said, unless there was some type of crazy invasion or something that was taking place. But other than that, you know, over time, if there's something that's stretching out, if there's something going on where I need the ammo, I would like to have it. Whenever Sandy Hook happened, I mean, they were selling 9mm ammo for, my gosh, up to $45 a box at some places. You'd get people that were selling it on the streets for, you know, $45 a box. I mean, I think some of the cheapest that I saw whenever Sandy Hook was going on, I think some of the cheapest that I saw was $30 a box, which is still just ridiculous for 9mm. Couple of others, 22 long rifle. This stuff right here, expensive. It was expensive when Sandy Hook happened, if you could find it. A lot of people were holding on to it, didn't want to get rid of it. And, I mean, honestly, who could blame them? We didn't know if gun legislation was going to pass. We didn't know what was going to happen. So I've been stocking up on 9mm. Here's 1, 2, 3, there's 400 rounds right there. This is Winchester, 1435 feet per second, high velocity, another 200 there, another Winchester, this is only 1280 right here, 1280 feet per second, but still, a couple of boxes, 525 Winchester. It was crazy. I went to some gun shows after Sandy Hook, and this was probably, 4 months after Sandy Hook. People were selling these things right here that you could buy for, 20, 25 bucks a box. Sometimes if you catch it at Walmart or something, you'd be able to get it a little bit cheaper than that if you're lucky. For the most point, somewhere around 20, 25 bucks a box. People were selling these. The most expensive that I saw was $120. Can you believe it? $120 for 525 rounds of 22 long rifle ammo. Cheapest that I saw at the gun shows was $50, which is still, a lot more than it should have been. So I've been buying this stuff. Got a couple of what are these, 325 round boxes. 333 rounds. 325 rounds. And then what I've been doing is anytime that I get a chance, it's kind of started coming back slowly in places, but a lot of places put limits on them. So what I've been doing is anytime that I know that they have a truck or something coming in, I go in, and most people are just giving you 2 boxes. So there's 100. I got 3 boxes there.
What's this for?
I got CCI, another 100 rounds, more CCI, another 100 rounds, more CCI, another 100 rounds. What's this? We got another 1, 2, another 300 rounds of CCI.
How many rounds is that?
Then got some American Eagle, another couple 100 rounds of American Eagle right here. 200 rounds of Remington Viper.
You got a lot of bullets.
100 rounds of Remington Thunderbolt. Go to your room. 100 rounds of 20 Thunderbolt. 2 more 100 rounds of Remington Viper. 100 rounds of Remington Golden Bullet. And then it looks like I got some Winchester 1255 SPS. So it looks like that's for plinking. This is, anyways, another couple of 100 rounds right here. So you see, I've been stocking up on this stuff anytime that I get a chance. Here's 100 rounds of some subsonic, 100 rounds here, 100 rounds there. So plenty of 22 and plenty of 9mm, that's for sure. Another gun that I'd recommend having, shotgun. 12 gauge pump. Really can't go wrong with 12 gauge pump. I mean, honestly, you know, people hear that noise right there. That's universal. It doesn't matter what language we speak. Cock the hammer, all of a sudden everybody will speak English and they'll know exactly what you're talking about. Excellent for self-defense, close quarters. Also, if you're out somewhere, you know, of course, you could also drop good game with a 12 gauge. Got 12 gauge boxes here. 12 gauge boxes. One thing that I also do, which I would highly recommend, so I'd highly recommend just going ahead and get you, some little bags to put your ammo in. That way you don't have a whole bunch of boxes and stuff laying around. This right here, this is probably about another, I don't know, this is probably at least another 1,000 rounds of 22s that I've got inside there. I've got 45 ammo in here. I've got a couple boxes of 45 right here as well too. You see, I keep them in my little Texas bags. Of course, you can probably tell that I'm a Texan, right? Guns and ammo, it's one of the things we have down here. 9mm bag. I go out to the gun range and shoot a lot, so I just need to throw some of this in here. One thing that I also have is this. If I'm ever out somewhere, I want to make sure that I've got quick access to my 12 gauge. Strap this right over your shoulder. Got it on you. Boom, 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 boom. Take them out. Load them in. I think there's 100 rounds that go on this, or 70 rounds or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I couldn't tell you. Maybe 50 rounds, something. I don't know. It's enough. It's enough to get a pretty good job done, as you can tell. Also got 12 gauge shells in here. I've also got some 12 gauge shells in here. Saw me with the 45 ammo. Got me a 45 Hi-Point carbine. Now, a lot of people make fun of Hi-Point. A lot of people don't like Hi-Point. I'm not going to lie. This has been one of the most reliable guns that I've shot. This thing will spit anything out of it that I put in it. Fairly accurate, and got the scope on it. It's a red dot. It also changes to blue and green, just for effects, I guess. On the end here, I've got a clip holder. Keep these things attached to it. Of course, they're empty. I need to go ahead and reload them. Got one here in the barrel too. Very reliable gun. Got the forward grip. Also got the shoulder strap on it. Throw it over the shoulder. Head out. Whatever. My wife could throw it on her shoulder and carry it. Like I said, and I know what you're thinking, geez, that guy's got a whole bunch of stuff over there. Yeah, I do. I've got quite a bit. I've even got more. One thing that I'd also recommend that y'all go on ahead and think about picking up or investing in if you haven't already. I'd go on ahead and get yourself a backpack or two. You'd be surprised how much stuff actually fits in a backpack. I've got this empty ammo bag right here. I need to fill that one up. I've got this little tactical bag here. See, it doesn't look like it's very big, but whenever you fill it up with stuff, this thing poops out. It poops out, and I could fit at least half of this, if not 3/4 of it, into this bag right here. They've got individual pouches. This one actually has 4 pouches on it. Here, throw some ammo there, throw some ammo there, throw some ammo there. Little pocket in the back too, pops open. Throw some stuff in there. Plenty of pockets, put plenty of stuff in. If I can't get it all in here, that's not a problem. I am also prepared for that because I've got a larger standard backpack here as well that everything else would fit in. One thing you want to take into consideration though whenever you're filling a backpack, a lot of people underestimate how heavy ammo is. Whenever that bag right there, this one right here, is full of ammo, it weighs at least 100 pounds. It's not a joke. It's heavy. It's heavy. Okay, so you want to make sure that if you're in a situation where you're moving a lot, you do want to make sure that you distribute it to where you're not killing yourself lugging around so much. You know, like I said, if I needed to, you know, I throw some stuff in here. My 9-year-old son can carry it. I mean, even if he's only carrying a couple hundred rounds, you know, it's a couple hundred rounds that I'm not having to lug around. My wife, she's got a bag too. She can carry a couple hundred rounds too. You know, split it up. Also, don't try to put all of it in one bag. You want to try to split the ammo up. You don't want to put all the ammo in one bag. You know, all your 9mm in one bag, all your 22 in one bag, your 45 or 357 or 223 or 556. You don't want to put it all in one bag because you know what happens if something happens and you lose that bag. Something happens, you had to get up, you had to leave that bag for whatever reason. You've got another bag that'll have an even distribution of ammo in it as well. Something that you just want to think about. Another thing that I have here is this bad boy. What you do with this? This is just your simple tactical vest is all that it is. But it is just that. It'll also help you keep up with all kinds of stuff. See this pocket here, I could actually put a 9mm right in there. One of my 9s will fit right here perfect. The other one will go right on my side. I'm left-handed, so I've got it to where I can just grab it with my left hand. Some of you may be right-handed. You can get it to where it does go on your right. Here you got, you know, mag pouches, mag pouch. Got a mag pouch on the side, mag pouch here. It's got these little clips where I could actually, if I needed to, you know, I could strap all those knives and everything to me. These blades, if I needed to, I could strap them right on my side. I could strap them right on my back. There's clips all over this thing, holders all over this thing. Put my handcuffs. I could carry rope. I could do a whole lot with this vest right here. It's got an inside pocket too. You know, you want to get yourself a map or something if you need one. If you're going to be out in some type of area like that, you can throw your map right here in your back. You always know where it's at. So you're lugging it around. Better to have and not need than to need and not have, right? Right. And last but not least, if you ever find yourself in one of those situations like I was saying earlier, an invasion or something happens, where you're under attack, some type of natural disaster, there's looters, there's people shooting. I don't know, I'm sure a lot of y'all probably remember the LA riots. Y'all remember that when it got crazy? Police didn't even go in to try to help because they had what they called a kill box that they weren't going to go into. People were just shooting like crazy, killing each other. There was no help around. The only help that was around was you. You were your help. That's one thing that I've got here. It's going to be bulletproof protection. Very important to have. This here is 7.62mm M80 ball protection multi-hit. These are ceramic plates, same ones that our soldiers would use over in Iraq, Afghanistan. These plates have probably saved a lot of our soldiers' lives. You can get these. A lot of places sell them. You do want to make sure that they are to the correct specifications. Ceramic plates are a little more expensive. You know, these are anywhere between $250 up to I've seen them as high as $900 a plate. These right here are some of the better ones. These are about $500 a plate, so I'm pretty careful with these whenever I bring them out. I want to make sure that I set them down properly and carefully. No chipping, no cracking. You want to make sure that you're taking care of your stuff. Another thing that you want to get, it's got to be something to put your plates in. This right here that has a plate in it, a plate in the front, also plate in the back. That plate right there, I'm going to get my wife a plate carrier, get another plate for her as well too. That way she's well protected if anything does happen. Plus, probably get some smaller ones for my kids. I know a lot of people don't like to think, kids being in that situation, but just think about if something does happen. Like I said, natural disaster, people loot, the LA riots, what's happening right now with the typhoon. There's people out there that are looting. They don't care about you or your family. They will kill you to try to get your supplies. You want to make sure that you're protected. I'm going to make sure that me and my family are protected. So these are just a little bit of the basic things that I think that people should have. Could save your life in a situation, could save your family's life in a situation, could save your friend's life, your neighbors, whoever. So, I'll also do another video later. I've also got some kits that I have for food and water preparation, in case we're out in, you know, scenario to where we have to get up, we have to leave. Because I guarantee you, if something does happen, I'm not sticking around in the city. Me and my family, we're going to head out to the country. I know how to hunt, I know how to trap, I know how to track, fish, you name it. Head out to the country, the land will provide for you if you know how to live off of it. You know, if y'all got questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. Please leave comments. Let me know what y'all think about the videos. This will be the first video that I've uploaded to YouTube as far as instructional on how to prepare and what I think people should have and what my thoughts are on certain things. So if y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, guys, please let me know. Until then, Clifford Martin, signing out.